you so much, Bernica, for coming to another episode of Secure the Seed. So today we're going to be talking about
why parents don't understand.
And yes, and what parents really don't understand. And this is a crucial time now because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And a lot of parents are spending more time with their children. Or you have where, like my child who's in a facility and you can't really spend that much time with your child, but you still have to let them know that you love them in spite of. And they still have to feel that love, even though you want to bust them aside their head sometimes. But we're going to talk about some of the things that parents don't understand. We all were youth at one time, and there was sometimes I felt like my mom didn't understand a lot. I needed an outlet. I needed someone to talk to. I didn't want to talk to everybody else. I wanted to talk to my parent who was raising me. But, when you grow up stay in a child's place, I'm not your friend. It's kind of hard to talk to your parents. So what is it that, I know you work at a facility with youth, so you are like first hands-on with being able to talk to youth about the fact that parents don't understand because they're in there. Some of them feel like their parents don't care, even when they do, and maybe work getting in the way, and then they have other siblings. But what are some of the things that you hear about parents not understanding?
So when I sit down and talk with the youth, they kind of relate to me and attach to me, so they do a lot of talking to me. And like with the young ladies, they always say, well, my mom, she don't understand, that I have emotions, or I deal with my coping skills different than what she may have when she was younger. Right. Or it's not what she say, it's how she say it. Or she listened to everything her boyfriend say. Like every decision that parent makes affects that child. So it's good to talk to the child. Like sit down with your child, try to talk to them, not necessarily be their friend, but try to find some type balance where it's open communication, so that your child won't be going out doing things that get them in trouble.
And that is very true, because the main reason why kids do a lot of sneaky things is because
they don't feel comfortable.
They don't feel comfortable communicating with that parent. They know that if they express themselves to that parent, no matter how they say it, the parent is going to fly off at the handle. But the most important thing she said is, as parents with these youth, is not what you say, it's how you say it. And in order for me to correct myself a lot of times, I had to record myself saying some things. So let's say I'm telling you to clean your room. I may say it on different levels. I may say, can you clean your room, please? And then I'll say, clean your room. And then I'll say,
I know you
come
heard
on.
Me.
Like, when you want to clean your room? Or I'll yell and be like, clean your room. So when you say it different, I'm saying the same thing. But the way I'm saying it, the tone of voice I'm using, and parents also have to understand that our voice has emotion.
Yes.
Like, and even when you're dealing with adults, your voice has emotion. So somebody may know that you're mad at them just by how you're talking to them. You could be saying, yeah, I love you too. But it's different when you like, I love you. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna get out my face now? So that's another thing that these children deal with. If they come to you and say, Mommy, I love you, depending on how you say it, that makes them feel this big. Like, for real.
And versus giving them a hug,
right?
Kissing them, oh, I love you
or
too.
Saying, oh, I love you too, with a smile on your face. I had to learn that the hard way, because I'm a city girl, so we don't smile a lot. Like
you always got your mean mug
we
on.
do not smile. And back in the day, they call it the RBF, which is the resting bleep face. So and I would be happy and all of that, like, fine.
Like, why are you so mean?
And what would make me mad is when they looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Why your face look like that? Now I'm mad because I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. Like, this is just, I'm on the move. So I noticed, I used to work for a company, DirecTV. And I use this with children a lot too. and even in the customer service field. So I worked from home, so of course they never saw me. But one of my calls got pulled one day, and my boss was like, "You sound like you don't even want to be on the phone." And I was like, I mean, I was helping the person. I helped them, and that, you know, I'm smart. I'm like, I helped them in their allotted time. I didn't go over and all of this other kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to do. So she's like, no. She's like, you know, yeah, you helped them and they were happy. But she said, the way you sound, you just sound like you don't want to be bothered. So parents really have to pay attention, because I know we get tired. I know there's a lot of times we don't want to be bothered. I know we're coming home from work. You know, we got to cook and all of this other kind of stuff. But we don't realize that the child has been through so much at school that now when they see you, it's like a burst of energy. Like, yes, mom is my 5-hour energy shot. Dad is my 5-hour energy shot. So to them,
mom and dad is tired.
To them, it's like, let's go. Like, they ready to shoot off the rocket. And you like, what do you want? Like, I'm annoyed. Like, you talking to them like you annoyed. So I'm talking to the lady and I'm like, I mean, she was like, well, I'm going to let you hear it. And that's what made me record myself asking my kids to do certain things, so that way I know how to speak to them. So when she let me hear it, I said, oh, I do sound like I don't want to be bothered. So she told me, she said, no matter what your mood is and how you feel, start talking with a smile on your face. And I didn't think about that. So I recorded myself doing it, because I am the type of person, I don't like to sound fake. Like, I always grew up, be real, 100%, all this. So I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to smile. I just want to talk. Like, and I started doing that. I started smiling while talking to these customers. And it doesn't matter if I was having a bad day. I could have been having a horrible day. Because I had that smile on my face while I was, hello, thank you for calling, da-da-da-da, how may I help you, da-da-da. You got to do that with your kids sometime. Hey, what's up? And I used to get annoyed with the Caucasian people. But now I see what they were doing. Because when they talk, it sounds so phony and animated, but they're doing it because, number one, they don't feel like being bothered. But they know that they got to bring something else out just to get their kid to where they need to be. So that way I can go to sleep now. Because guess what? If I'm down and I bring my kid down, now my kid can't go to sleep. Now they bugging me. Now every 5 minutes they come in my room and I'm like, would you just go to sleep? But if you go, hey honey, it's time to go to bed. Let's go. You know, and for them children who are, I don't agree with all the time, this medication stuff, but for children who are on medication and they don't want to take it, all right, come on, let's take your meds so that way we could go to sleep. Or I don't call it medication. I don't like that word. I call it, you know, your vitamin. Let's go ahead and take your vitamin so you can be nice and strong. You know, no matter how old they get, because let me tell you something, even though children grow up, depending on what has happened in their life, they're stuck at that stage. So we have teenagers who are still stuck at 8 and 9 years old because of what they've been through.
So listen, about the vitamin and the medicine, about 95% of the kids in the facility take meds to go to sleep. And we have one Caucasian. So all our kids are taking meds to go to sleep.
Wow.
And it's like clockwork. Like, they want it. They want it. They need it.
And that's one of the things that bothers me, because when you say it's like clockwork, they want it, they need it, I feel like it's nothing but a setup. Because when you start conditioning a child young to pop a medication, to calm them down and all of this other kind of stuff, now you're wondering why they're addicted to drugs when they get older. You know, why they're alcoholics. Because guess what? Like, just like sin goes from one level to the next, an addiction goes from one level to the next. So if you start installing the fact that they need to take these pills to go to sleep and all of this other kind of stuff, next is going to be like, well, that pill ain't doing nothing for me. So let me find something that's stronger.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, that's not doing nothing for me. So let me go shoot myself with something, or let me go snort something, or let me go drink something, you know, and then drink a couple with the pills. And then you wondering why, like, the young people are dying so fast. Like, there's a rapid, like I've never seen before. Like, these young people, and that's when this whole parents don't understand. You gotta talk to your kids. If your kid is telling you something, listen to your kid. Don't dismiss it.
The parents are mostly, the kids are showing it.
Right.
And the parents are ignoring it because they're on social media worrying about the wrong stuff. And Johnny is in a facility crying for help, wants attention, just want to be loved, want somebody to talk to. But they're not getting it at home because their parents are so busy worrying about everything else instead of the right thing.
And then that's where you have an issue too, because they label these children with behavioral issues. It's not all behavioral. They're talking to you without words. That's all they're doing. They're telling you they're hurting in an area. Like my son, he acts out. It's nothing that I did, because I know what kind of parent I am. But when they're missing the other parent, it don't matter what you do. You can be the best parent in the world. That child can have every Jordan, every Nike,
Tell me about it.
Everything in a closet, the best of the best of the best of the best. Big house, little house, it don't matter. Decked out room, that kid can have everything under the sun. But because of that absent parent, they are missing, and there's a void that they're trying to fill. So, and you know, and then when you're off balance spiritually, then you really trying to get that void filled. Because now my son told me something I heard about K2. I was like, what is K2? Wow. So I had to start asking people in the hood questions, like, what is K2? It was like, yo, that stuff make you tweak. And I'm like, what is this? And I said, okay, so that's why you was acting a little off your rocket, and you want your mother to bust you upside the head.
Across a few kids coming off of that, and like they had to be shipped to another facility because it like messed up their mind. Like they were different people, seeing people talking and as a woman, and just it really affects you.
I'm gonna do some more research on K2 because I want to know what's in it. Like, but I heard it's what, synthetic or something like that. I don't know.
Yes, it's synthetic weed. It really takes a bad effect on you. It really does.
So once again, I want to thank you guys, and thank you so much, Bernica, for coming to talk to us in the youth about parents just not understanding. But definitely, you know, watch this video, share, like, and parents and youth, definitely, you know, the Bible says the youth are going to have to start stepping up. So use this video to find a different way to talk to your parents, because sometimes parents only can do what they were taught. So you as a youth, you could teach your parents something new without being disrespectful.
Absolutely.
So I think now it's time for the youth to sit down and say, hey, Mom, can we sit down and talk for a minute? And start having these conversations. So that way your parent feels a little comfortable. You know what? Just like they say, you got to show people how to treat you. We got to start doing that with our parents. You know, say, Mom, you know, I really didn't like the way you said that to me. I think that you could have said it a different way. Be respectful, because I don't want no kid to get their teeth knocked out their mouth. And then you say, well, Ms. Moore said, no, I did it. So, you know, be respectful, but mainly start talking to your parent. You know, start saying, you know, well, I didn't like that. You know, is there another way we could talk about this, or how it... We got to start coaching our parents, you know. Unfortunately, we have to, because if we don't like the way it feels, it's okay to say something in a respectful way. But that's all for today, guys. And I want to thank you so much. Have a good day.